are in the Lexus IS 500 Ultimate Edition. Now this makes 472 horsepower at 7,100 RPM and 395 pound-feet of torque. This definitely has an old school muscle car vibe to it. It just sounds so good and it just rips. This is basically one of the last luxury sedans you can get with a naturally aspirated V8. So what makes this ultimate? Well, first things first, this color. It's called Wind. Now, it looks very similar to other grays that Toyota has, like Incognito or Cement. But just know, if you buy the Ultimate Edition here, you get this very specific gray called Wind. Then you get these exclusive 6-piston bright red aluminum brake calipers paired with high friction brake pads and large 380mm pillar fin ventilated disc brakes. Then you get these 19-inch matte black forged wheels made by BBS that are created to be lightweight and add rigidity to the vehicle. Other special stuff, well, we've got an Ultimate Edition badge up front here that says 9 of 500. That's super cool. That definitely makes you feel special. And then you do have Ultimate Edition written in the door sill. And then when you start the car, it will say Ultimate Edition as well.
So let's talk pricing. Yes, it's 2026 now, but you can still buy this 2025 Lexus IS 500. And they start at a price of $60,000 in the US and $80,000 in Canada. If you want this Ultimate Edition, it will cost you $71,000 in the US and $88,000 in Canada.
Now, if you're looking at buying one of these Ultimate Edition IS 500s, well, there's only going to be 500 of them in all of North America, and there's only 40 here in Canada. So this is one of 40 in Canada.
Now, if you want the new 2026 redesign, there is currently only a 350 all-wheel drive variant, and it starts at $60,000 in Canada.
Alright, so filming these videos in the winter isn't the easiest because the sun sets at like 4 o'clock and I kind of got to rush to get these videos done. Also, it's super muddy and I don't know why I'm wearing white running shoes. Anyways, let's start talking about this car.
Now, design-wise, there's not a whole lot to dislike here. And honestly, I'd argue this design looks more exciting than the new IS design. I really like these sharp LED daytime running lights, like the super aggressive front grille and the hood lines. In terms of this color, Wind Metallic, it's the only color available for the Ultimate Edition. It's not the most exciting color ever, but it does suit this car, and they are going to be offering this Wind Metallic color in the 2026 350 all-wheel drive. There's nothing that says Ultimate Edition on the exterior of the car, but you do have F-Sport badging at the side and the IS 500 badging at the back. Now, when looking all around the vehicle, the only awkward bit for me are the stacked quad exhausts. I think they look a little funny, but hey, they sound really good. This whole car symbolizes the 2010s really well. Flat gray paint, blacked out rims, and bright red brake calipers.
So what do you think about the design of the Lexus IS 500 Ultimate Edition? Well, across Instagram and YouTube, we got 798 votes and 93% of you approve of the design. That is the highest rated vehicle on this YouTube channel now. Before that, it was the Mazda CX-50 at 90%. So there you go, Lexus IS 500. You are the champion of the design voting on this YouTube channel. We just do this for fun. And the amount of people that vote each time is different. Just kind of fun to see what you think about the design. If you're wondering what I'm sitting in right now, this is the brand new redesigned 2026 Subaru, keep wanting to say Forester, Outback. This is the new Outback. So it's changed quite a bit and it's a little controversial to some people, but my full opinions and all that will be coming in the next episode. So if you want to see this video, make sure to subscribe. Let's jump back to the Lexus IS 500 and talk about the interior space. Starting up the Ultimate Edition IS 500 here. It's going to tell me that I have an Ultimate Edition IS 500 in the middle center driver's display here. Cool. So really, the Ultimate Edition bits are right here, where it tells you which model number this is, so 9 of 500. Then in the door sill, it says Ultimate Edition. Ultimate Edition in the driver's display when you start it up. And then, basically, that's it for Ultimate stuff. But then they all come like this with this circuit red and black interior. The seats are made of Ultra Suede and Nulux material. They're really comfortable. You do also have the red accents around the gear shifter too. But yes, hard to believe that this is a 2025 interior, but I mean, they just haven't really changed it. Obviously 2026, it's getting refreshed and it'll look a little bit different in here, a little more modern, but it's still got everything really that you need. We've got heated seats, cooled seats, we've got a heated steering wheel, we've got the lane assist safety stuff, good adaptive cruise control. Obviously it doesn't like keep you in the lane, it just kind of bounces you off the side of the road. But hey, with this kind of car, I don't know, you want to drive it, right? It's got a 360 camera, really good top-down view. Right now there's a little bit of snow on that camera, so it's a little blurry, but the camera works good. You've got a CD player in case you still use CDs. And now, kind of new for the IS, we have a 10-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay. Now it's wired Apple CarPlay, it's not wireless. But hey, we don't have to use this crazy touchpad anymore, which makes sounds kind of like an old Xbox. You've got a digital driver's display, but it is mechanical as well. When you press this button, it moves over to show you some other options. This is exactly the same as the LC500. I believe the LFA also had this. Never driven an LFA, obviously, but I have driven the LC500 and it did this. It's very cool gauge. If you want to change your drive modes, it's done down here, and this dial feels very nice. It's very premium feeling. You can go from Eco, Normal, and Sport, and then if you want custom mode, you press down on the button, and then there's also a snow mode and your traction off button. And then this center console has a decent amount of storage. I mean, it's as much as most vehicles in this class would have. You've got 2 regular USBs in there, and then you have an auxiliary cord. Wow, that's nostalgic. I feel like I'm back in high school. And then yes, this has the Mark Levinson sound system, and it sounds great. And then on the driver's side, and driver's side only, we have 3 memory seats. Now they say this is an LFA-inspired steering wheel, probably because of the red right here. And yeah, it's a nice steering wheel. I have enjoyed using it. You've got your cruise control stuff down here as a separate stock, and your paddle shifters feel pretty good. Now there's no heads-up display, but honestly, I don't care too much. The last vehicle I was in had a massive heads-up display and it gave me a mad headache. It was just too big, and at night it was very hard to focus on the road, and I couldn't turn it off, or at least I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. So getting into this, it's just felt a lot more analog and refreshing.
Now rear space is limited, and I wish I had jumped back there and showed myself sitting in the rear seats just so you could get an idea, but I completely forgot to. But take my word for it, it is pretty tight. Another awkward bit for this Ultimate Edition is the cargo area. Not all IS 500s are like this, but this one comes with a full spare tire, and it makes the trunk area kind of odd. Now, overall cargo capacity for the IS 500 is 10.8 cubic feet or 310 liters.
Now the most charming trait of the IS 500 to me is how nice it sounds. So I was lucky enough to try out the LC500 a couple of years ago, and wow, that car sounds amazing. This almost sounds as good. It's not as raspy sounding as the LC500, but it's almost there, and it costs like way less. So you're getting basically the same sound, and you're getting an extra row, well, a usable row back there. It's fast. It is rear-wheel drive, so it doesn't have that instant launch. It'll get you 60 miles per hour in about 4.4 seconds, which is still quick. But it's not like an M3 or an M4, which will get you under 4 seconds. So this definitely has more muscle car vibes, and it does have a considerable amount of body roll through corners, and you can feel that rear end trying to get loose all the time, which is cool. And that just adds to the character of it. It's just meant to be a fun V8. It's not meant to be a track star. Most of us are not tracking our cars every day, and this does the job of being a really fun road car. So there's actually a dial on the left here that says ASC, and basically you can turn up the volume on the engine. I have it off because I think this sounds perfectly fine without it on, but here's how it sounds with it on and off. I mean, that's pretty good, but let's hear it with sound enhancement on here. Yeah, it's just a little bit of extra sound coming through the speakers. I don't know if you're going to be able to notice it, but It just makes it a little bit louder. It's not really necessary though. So I'm not the first one to review an IS500 for sure. This car's been out for a long time. And I think if you've seen any other reviews, everyone talks about how the transmission, it's a little bit sluggish. It's a little bit not responsive at times. So here we go, 4th gear to 3rd. That's pretty quick. So there it's being quick. And it's upshifting really fast too. I've been driving this for a bit now, so it's alive, but I feel like you gotta wake up the car. It takes like a few minutes for it to really get into groove, I guess. But yeah, now it's responsive. All right, worst part about owning an IS500 is gonna be filling up at the gas station. So let's see how much this costs from empty. I've got about 40 kilometers to empty here. Fuel tank is on the left side. But let's see, it takes 91 premium fuel, obviously. And yeah, this is probably gonna hurt the bank. Okay, so $82 from empty, basically, probably about $85 from empty to charge up this IS500. That's Canadian pricing. And I'm getting about 423 kilometers of range at full. All right, so here's the bad news. Fuel economy. 16.3 liters per 100 kilometers is what I'm averaging on my trip here. I've done about 400 kilometers. Here it is in miles per gallon as well on the screen. Yeah, not super great, but no V8 really is. That's really the biggest downside to this vehicle, and the trunk space. The cargo area is kind of whack. So living with this IS500 is actually pretty easy. It's a very smooth ride. These seats are comfortable. The visibility around the vehicle is fine, it's good. There's really no bad blind spot. The worst part is just the fuel economy, and I mean, that's not why you're buying a naturally aspirated V8. So that's it for this video on the Lexus IS500. Super cool experience, really cool car. Glad I got to experience it before it goes extinct, or at least what we think. Doesn't seem to be another 500 variant coming. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.